So today I'm doing kind of a different video. I guess it's more of a vlog than anything else. And it's to talk about what I see this channel hopefully becoming in the future and how I'm structuring it. And I would love feedback. If anybody out there is watching this content and finds it useful and wants more of something in particular, then I would love to know. My original thought was that I would help vibe coders build software. And maybe like if you're a professional, like a doctor or a lawyer, you have this idea, in your head around something that you want to build, but you're really not sure what to do, or maybe there are sticking points, or maybe regulations or other things keeping you from actually writing that code. Well, I thought that this is a gap that I could help fill because I do have a background in software architecture. I have a background in software development. I've done it for so many years that a lot of things that people struggle with for me are sort of second nature. Like I have a solution for you. I also should say that I currently love my job, right? I'm a chief information security officer. I have a corporate day job, if you will, and it's for an education company. So it's all of those things that I really like. And I get to stay technical. I work with great people, and I'm not looking to leave or change positions. I'm really enjoying my stay there. So when I launched the Ctrl Alt Create Academy a few months ago, my thought wasn't around building out a product that I could sell or do anything with. It was literally me trying to figure out what people were interested in, what kind of problems they were running into, and whether or not I could even help. And so I launched a 3-hour live course that I figured I could run like every last Friday of the month and really get a group discussion going around different topics and find out what people are building and how and what kind of problems they're encountering and help them. And it doesn't seem to be working. So I'm putting a pause on that particular portion of it. So I've ran 2 workshops so far, and I invited a lot of people to it. And in first workshop, I actually had 3 people attend. In the second workshop, I had 2 people attend. Obviously, more were registered, so some people didn't show up. And for me, what I realized yesterday after running the last workshop was that the people that showed up are the technical people, the people who are the CEOs, who are, work in the industry, rather than the people that don't. So it's interesting because I think in my mind that just changed the problem that I'm trying to solve, right? I think I was sort of looking at this from the perspective of like, oh wow, like there's all these people running around and burning tokens and creating stuff that doesn't quite work, or they have problems with, and I can help them fix these things. But I'm not sure now that those people actually realize that they even have a problem. I think it's perfectly normal for somebody who hasn't worked in IT to wake up in the morning, turn off their phone because God forbid you're going to get a call or an email from an actual customer saying they need help from you, and go to work on trying to build something, anything, and then get it out the door and see if it succeeds or fails. And it's a numbers game. Like you could launch 70 things, and 5 of those things might survive and make you money, and that is your world. And I don't live like that, right? I do have side jobs. Like I've been I guess a consultant for over 35 years now. I started my company in 1993. It's called Left to My Own Devices Computer Solutions. And over time, it's done different things. Whichever thing that was interesting to me, that's where my company focused. So first, I was a hardware builder. I actually used to build computers and sell them to small businesses. Later, I became more of a web developer, application developer. And so that kind of stayed with me. And then eventually, I found some pockets, some niche products that I built over time for specific industries, and I have customers in those industries, and that's who I support today. So anyway, I'm rambling. So what am I going to do with this channel? Well, I think there's a benefit to me talking about things like software development in 2026 and in 2027. I think there might be people out there that are engineers or want to be engineers and are asking themselves the question, should I even learn a programming language anymore? And I have answers to that. I think I have insight in what I see in the industry that might be able to help you make that decision. I think there are tons of cool things coming out, Claude and OpenAI, ChatGPT and Codex, and lots of different tools and different ways of building software that I think are exciting. Like, as you know, I'm taking certification exams now for Claude, and I plan to take all four. And so this is one of the topics here on this channel. And I imagine that we'll see other types of certifications come out. Like, what does an AI engineer do from role perspective, for example? Like, what does the interview look like? I have some insights into that. Like, I can probably talk about these things. And so I think going forward, that is going to be the content. I think I'm going to try and help people who are new to this and people who are interested in this. And I'm going to be somewhat technical on some of my discussions because that seems to be the crowd that I'm attracting. Now, I would really love some feedback. So if you're subscribing to my content, if you're looking at my stuff, please post a comment. Tell me what you'd like me to work on. Tell me what you'd like to see, and I'm going to try and do that. I will say that I love teaching. It's something that I find very rewarding. I got some incredibly bad news yesterday. I found out that my dog Marley has a brain tumor. She doesn't have much time left. And with that news, I had to run a 3-hour workshop. And I was destroyed all day. But by the time I got in front of my two students, if you will, the two participants in my cohort, I forgot my problems for a little bit, and I was able to spend my evening helping a couple of guys work through some issues with cursor prompting and Claude. But that said, I think I am definitely putting the pause on the 3-hour cohort, and maybe this becomes a pre-recorded product at some point down the line. But for now, I am just going to concentrate on building some good content for people to watch and really help people here on YouTube. I think I'll have 3 types of videos here, and you'll be able to tell them apart by the type of thumbnail that they have. So if it's general commentary, things that I see in the industry, things that are wrong that I have something to say about, it'll probably just be a thumbnail of me with some sort of a, summary word for the day's video. For videos where I do some kind of learning, there'll be the Claude type thumbnail that you see me use today. And finally, the dog videos is something like this. It's some kind of an update or something more personal, maybe a response to something that I see on Reddit or within the industry, an answer to a question, a Q&A, something along those lines. So I don't know if that makes any sense to anyone, but that's what it is. So again, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. And I will see you in the next video, which is Claude, that 7th topic that I need to cover.